Wicked, 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 wicked. Wicked tones, you know.
I don't understand why everyone in society today, and it's like more, it's trickled into bodybuilding. Well, it's trickled into every sport. Guys or girls who don't do well, they think that they think they have to explain why. Like, but none of us give a fuck. And it doesn't remove the fact that you didn't do well. Like, it was just fine. It's not always gonna go your way. Like, it's not gone my way a lot of times. Like, I mean, I don't fucking put a statement out every day like, you know, my lift yesterday was off because I had a little bit of the sniffles. I think I had some bad chicken. It's like you guys, like, you're releasing these fucking statements. And granted, some of you who do it, you have a big following, right? So you feel like, I guess you feel like you have to answer to people, but you really don't owe people shit. I don't owe you anything. If you watch my videos and you follow what I do, like, I'm happy to help people and I hope it helps them, but like, I don't owe you a fucking thing. Like, nothing. So, and I've set myself up purposely in this to, like, I don't rely on anyone. I'm doing this myself. I don't need help. I don't want people's help. I get weird ass companies reaching out to me to sponsor me or collab with me. Motherfuckers don't even spell my name right. Like, how are you gonna reach out to me and ask me to be a part of your brand or fucking represent your brand or whatever? It's this clothing company. I won't even say their name because it's fucking, I don't even want to give them any credit. But the guy who writes to me and then he writes back because said, no thank you, not interested. He's like, writes back, hey Matt, no problem, man. It's like, you're fucking awful, man. Like, what kind of fucking company are you running? You don't even get the freaking person's name right. That you're trying to fucking entice to come onto your brand and send them free clothing and use them to make money. But yeah, like, these bodybuilders, especially if you're like big tier guys, I get you feel like obligated to say something. That's your choice, it's your prerogative, but it's like, you don't owe people shit. Leave people in the dark. They don't need to know what the fuck's going on with you. Just know things didn't go as you planned. Better luck next time. Keep following what we're doing. Keep learning, whatever. Like, don't be a slave to people and like you feel like you're obligated to tell them stuff or like reveal things about you that are so fucking private. It's none of your fucking business. It's giving us the finger. And then you see the opposite of that. Well, not the opposite, but you see, I watched a video this morning on Nick's Strength and Power because it popped up on my YouTube thing. I don't watch it that often, that channel, to be honest, but it popped up showing Hottie like going back to Iran. And, like,
airport?
Yeah, and people like carry him. It's like, that's fucking awesome, man.
I watched it too.
You'd never see that here. Like, even if fucking, like, say Derek had won, there would have been nothing fucking, like, obviously his close friends and family and his people would have like been happy for him, but that shit ain't happening in North America. There's so many fucking jealous assholes out there. I'll never be happy for a guy. That's like ties into, again, like, you don't owe people shit, right? Like, because people forget about you in a fucking heartbeat when you don't do well. You know what I mean? And they'll fucking be all on your dick when you're fucking doing well. But when you don't do as well and the spotlight's not on you, it's like, well, you know, hey, whatever. But even if you won, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there wouldn't be anything like that. It's not like wherever Derek's from, or say like Nick won or whoever won, like North American dudes, they're not gonna land back where they live and there's gonna be thousands of people celebrating their win. There's gonna be like the customs guys like, what's your name? You did what, a bodybuilding show? That's cool. Did you win, man? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally the extent of it. And then you just go back to the gym and fucking doing your bullshit. Like, so you feel great, obviously, but it's like the support and like, I don't even know the word for it. The admiration of these guys, it doesn't exist in fucking North America outside of a very small clique of society, right? So, you're not gonna see fucking, if Derek or whoever had won that's North American, you're not gonna see them like doing rounds of media where they're like going on like Good Morning America and like showing the trophy, and then the next thing you know they're like at the Super Bowl and like, oh, this is Mr. Olympia. Like, they don't do that shit. But fucking Hottie wins, I guarantee you that dude's like, he can't go anywhere without getting mobbed. Probably has to work out at times when no one's at the gym or have his own time at the gym, like, you know what I mean? So you wonder why these guys are so good, because look at the environment that fosters them. They have like so much support, man. Whereas like, you see like guys like Hadi and guys like Rami, they have like almost like the support crew around them of guys who just believe in them. And like guys go to Kuwait and they train with those guys. It's like a environment for growth and getting guys better. And they pretend to have that in North America, but they really don't. Because like, yeah, guys are cool with each other, training the same gym as each other. But at the end of the day, it's like, fuck you, I want to win. I don't care how you do. At the end of it, I'll pretend to be happy for you. I'll be cool with you. But like, I'm going to be pissed. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't feel like there's that many supportive people. Like now that I'm out of bodybuilding, it's like cool for me. Like I said, I saw Sean at the Olympia Expo. I haven't seen him in forever, and it was like, I was genuinely like, and I still am, I'm genuinely so happy for that guy. Like I think it's fucking awesome what he's done and like what he's doing, and it's like I don't feel like a jealous bone in my body or like an envious bone in my body. It's like, because I had my time when I did what I did, and I didn't do much, you know what I mean? But I did more than some, and it's like, you know, I just love the sport, so I like to see good people doing well. I enjoy it, right? So I think a lot of people need to look at themselves in the mirror and not maybe take themselves so fucking seriously, especially when they're in the midst of this competing and like on stage and stuff. There's a handful of guys out there that are like fucking wet blankets, just fucking crying all the time about, oh, this didn't go well and this is the reason why. Here's a video of me 1 week out. Look how good I looked then. Yeah, who gives a fuck? It doesn't count, man. Like, put that on every night before you go to bed if that makes you feel better, but no one else gives a fuck. Like, well, if they had the Olympia 2 weeks before that, this guy definitely would have won. Like, yeah, but they didn't, and he didn't. What's your favorite newspaper to read?
What's my favorite newspaper?
Yeah, I think the Washington Post is good.
I think it's pretty good.
I love that newspaper. Gives a lot of good information, you know. Exposes a lot of fucking losers and the shit they pull on people.
True.
Don't let shit slide. I just find it funny that like all this stuff that's coming out about, I don't care either way. Everyone in bodybuilding is well aware of what the fuck's happening in bodybuilding. This is not news to us, nor is it earth shattering or like game changing, but it's like, you have to understand now that how do I put this nicely? Now that like the simpletons or like the fucking liberal media gets a hold of this, there's no telling where this could end. Because our cancel culture and all this shit, and you know what I mean, like some of these people are on the road to fucking ruin. You know what I mean? It's just funny how like one article comes out talking about, I don't even know what it's talking about. Nothing I deem to be too crazy because that shit's been going on forever. So tit for tat, favor for favor. Welcome to bodybuilding as a female and a male. But it's just funny how when that article comes out, all the people that have vested interest in the people that have accusations made against them come out in defense of them. So it's like birds of a feather flock together, you know what I mean? Frauds don't want frauds called out because then it might expose them as a fraud, it might expose them as a fucking shithead, right? So let's keep our fucking inner circle tight. Let's not expose ourselves. We'll stand by each other. It's like then, as you see, like more starts coming out. Another article comes out naming a specific person and issues with like dieting people and all this shit. But that won't be the end of it. There's more to come. Like you guys don't understand that. It's like when you're building evidence in a case against like a mobster, like an organized crime syndicate, whatever. Like you're building a case, right? You're just seeing it done in time. So they have all this shit ready to go. It's loaded in the gun. They just fire a shot. Oh, it's loaded and ready to go. I can't do gun symbols. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's basically just like ready to print. It's like, wait till this one dies down, drop another one. Drop another one. So it's like, who knows when this is gonna end, but it's nice to see that this stuff is like coming out in a way, in the sense that it's like, it's gonna muddy the waters and it's gonna make people see like these people that you look up to, you're in such a fucking like frenzy to impress or be associated with. They're not gonna be people you wanna be associated with. Do your own thing. Get with a person that cares about what you're going through. Like, diets you appropriately, teaches you how to use supplements and PEDs appropriately, if that's the path you take, right? But it just goes to show you, like, this is a top name in the sport for a certain division, has a certain pedigree around them. And the person has no idea what they're doing when it comes to dieting people or giving them drug advice, which is clearly evident through not just the person that spoke in that article, but anyone you speak to that's dealt with this guy. And that's there's no debating that. So you can cry your eyes out, come on my Instagram, whatever the fuck you want to do. You see me in person, you look away. So it's like, you know, you are what you are, and now you're gonna suffer the consequences, right? Karma's a bitch, man. So you can deny. And remember, the frauds around you might let it slide too, because they got enough heat on them, they don't need more heat, right? Or they might tell you to beat it, because you're another black eye. And then you'll have no one behind you. Like a lot of people do this exercise now. I see them doing it. They hold the cable, or this doesn't matter, but people are still butchering it. Yeah, because it's understanding, like, you're firing from here. So I'm firing from the meat of my tricep, where my tricep inserts into where the origin of my tricep bump is here in my rear delt. So like this point, we could say, I'm squeezing from there down. I'm not throwing hand. There's a difference in this and then this. This is what we want, so that I'm smashed down here. I have to flex my arm down. So I have to fire tricep and squeeze hand out, and then let the elbow fold again back. So I'm coming out of a tight bend here. I'm not trying to go, like, you're gonna get tricep that way. It's just not gonna feel as good. You're not gonna get as much of a pump, because you're not originating movement from your tricep. You're just throwing your hand out. So I just think that, like, the horseshoe of my tricep, if it's like coming up like that, I'm trying to throw, and this is my shoulder, I'm trying to throw from up here. So I'm trying to send, if I'm thinking about it in the most simple terms, I'm trying to send from the origin out to the insertion. So I'm trying to send the contraction down my arm as I fire. And I'm trying to pull the contraction up back into here and extend off. So I can't do that movement quickly. I can't understand that feeling if I'm doing it too fast, because I need to understand the stretch. So I need to hang here, feel this tension here, so I can, if my elbow's here, I don't feel any tension in my tricep. If I lift up an inch here, I do. So now I know where that tension is. Now I can flex tricep out. So I'm still gonna end up down angled on my hand. I'm not gonna end up there. I'm gonna be able to lock out on tricep and then fold up again. So I almost elbow up, and then I'm settling back down into tricep, squeezing down. So flex out on tricep. Flex your tricep to extend your hand. Don't throw your hand to flex your tricep. I was like, you see, like, dudes walking around the gym. Obviously I'm here all day, so I see it here, but I've been in a million gyms, and I still am a meathead to some degree, even though my body's broken. Still the mentality of one. It's just so funny when you see, like, these dudes walk around. They're, like, obviously bigger guys. They're into bodybuilding, and they're like, you know what I mean, like, they're mean mugging and super serious, and, like, yeah, it's just like, it's like, I don't know, like, in their mind, like, it's like, sometimes I wonder, like, I think about, like, the girls that are around, like, what they think of that. And, like, what the guy thinks the girl thinks of it. It's like the guy probably thinks, like, the girl's just like, wow, he's such a big guy. Like, oh, it is. Meanwhile, the girls in her head's like, what the fuck? It's like, I think back when I was younger, I'm like, when I was walking around the gym and, like, I had just benched, like, or I had just done, like, a leg workout or whatever. I fucking squatted whatever and leg press. I'm, like, dying. I'm walking around thinking I'm, like, the coolest guy ever. Like, fuck. Everyone, not just women, but everyone else in the gym is like, what the fuck's wrong with you? This guy all right? But, like, as bodybuilders, we think it's, like, the coolest shit ever. We're the only ones who get it. Like, so next time you're doing that, seek the approval. Look around for the approval of other big dudes, because we'll probably give you more credit than most other people in the gym. Everyone else in the gym is like, bro, you're fucked up, man. I'm over here leg pressing 2 plates. You just leg press the whole thing with 2 of your friends on top. I'm like, why? It's like, takes a meathead to get a meathead. I think back to my, like, poor poor ex-girlfriends or girls I dated in the past, like when I was in that world, like probably just like that's nice, sweetie. That's nice. Like, oh no, I did like 5 plates for 10 on incline today. It's crazy. I'll probably go for this next week. They're probably like in their head like, I'm like in my head like, she's fucking so turned on. Telling all her friends. Do you know what Mike did today? He did 5 plates. What's a fucking plate? How much do they weigh? How much is that? Why are you doing that? Just funny, the shit that matters to bodybuilders doesn't matter to anyone else. It's fucking funny, man.